It's midday here in the nation's commercial capital and from Channels Television's global headquarters. Welcome to Lunchtime Politics. I am Bukola Koka, standing in for your regular anchor, Jeffrey Uzongo. The headlines. The Senate says it is not obligated to recall Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, insisting that there is no court order supporting that notion. And Aide Governor Okpebholo says his statements directed at former Labour Party presidential candidate Mr. Peter Obi was misinterpreted, saying he never threatened the former Anambra State governor. Welcome once again. A group of retired police officers in Abuja took to the streets for a peaceful protest to draw attention to the poor welfare conditions of both serving and retired members of the Nigeria Police Force. The protest was led by the convener of the Revolution Now movement, Mr. Moyele Sowore, who joined the retirees to demand urgent intervention from the federal government. They expressed displeasure over what they describe as years of neglect, non-payment of pensions, and poor treatment of officers who had served the nation diligently. Also in Taraba State, retired police officers protested in Jalingo, the state capital, over their pension entitlements. And yesterday, the Police Service Commission had asked the retired police officers to choose dialogue over confrontation. In a statement released in Abuja, the Commission's head of press and public relations, Mr. Ike Chukwani, emphasized that the welfare of retired officers is not being ignored but receiving serious attention from the government. According to the Commission, the planned protest, which is now ongoing clearly, is ill-timed and counterproductive. And let's touch on other matters now. The Senate has declared that no court order currently exists compelling it to recall Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan before her suspension period expires. In a statement by the Senate spokesperson, Senator Yemi Adaramodu, the clarification comes amid claims by the suspended senator that she plans to return to plenary next Tuesday. The statement stresses that the court only issued a non-binding advisory suggesting a review of the standing orders and possibly reconsidering the suspension, which it noted may be harsh but not illegal. Senator Adaramodu reaffirms that the court found no violation of law or constitution in the sanction handed down for what the Senate described as misconduct during plenary. Therefore, the Senate is urging Senator Akpoti-Uduaghan to stay away from the chamber, insisting that any attempt to resume next week would be premature, disrespectful to Senate authority, and a breach of due process. The upper chamber says it will, in due time, consider the court's advisory on amending its rules and the possibility of her recall and communicate that decision accordingly. And until then, the Senate maintains, let due process run its course. And the leadership of the African Democratic Congress, ADC, has expressed grave concerns over an alleged ban on the 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party and prominent member of the opposition coalition, Mr. Peter Obi, in Edo State. Reacting to a statement attributed to the governor of Edo State, Okpebholo, allegedly informing Mr. Obi that his safety could not be guaranteed if he entered the state uninvited, the ADC National Publicity Secretary, Mr. Bolaji Abdullahi, describes the statement as a threat and a bold attempt to stifle opposition.
We are embarrassed by the statement which is circulating, credited to the governor of Edo State, declaring Mr. Peter Obi persona non grata to Edo State. This is not the first time It's becoming a pattern for APC governors. And we believe that this can only get worse if it's not nipped in the bud. The kind of statement that sounds more like a monarchical statement rather than a democratic statement is dangerous for democracy. And we in ADC were alarmed, we are worried that we have not even started full political activities. We've not started campaign. And already governors are saying that leadership, some leaders of our parties or leaders of our parties are not welcome in their respective states. The states don't belong to them. The states belong to Nigerian people. So we are concerned and want to put it on record to every Nigerian and the international community to follow what is going on in Nigeria. Having failed to turn Nigeria into one-party state, now the strategy is to begin to intimidate and issue threats and warnings that we cannot come to their state. This is unacceptable. We will go anywhere in Nigeria that we want because Nigeria is a free country.
And staying with the same subject matter now, the back and forth between the Edo State government and the opposition coalition on the one hand, and of course the obedient camp over the statement credited to the Edo State governor about Mr. Peter Obi's subsequent visit to the state, demanding clearance before he visits. Let's have joining us, Mr. Bugi Okwemoy. He's the special advisor to the Edo State Governor on Media and Publicity. He joins us virtually. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us, Mr. Okwemoy.
Thank you, Bukola. Thanks for having me.
Indeed, it's an ongoing conversation and perhaps a follow-up to our earlier conversation with the Commissioner for Information and the government that you serve. We had him earlier on our program, and we're trying to get him to provide evidence or any link to Mr. Peter Obi's visit and the reported stampede and violence that led to the death of 2 persons, which your governor quoted in that now viral video. But he was unable to provide evidence, but said he would send it subsequently to us. We're still waiting. So perhaps now that we're speaking with you, you can provide that evidence so that we can have clarity on this matter that is now drawing reactions from different people and blocks in the polity.
Thank you very much. To address specifically what you have raised, it was a security situation. It was security reports and intelligence that we got that incident had happened. The police is still investigating, and just like the commissioner has said, we'll wait until we have full details of that, and then we'll present to the public. But at this time, the issues are still with the hands of the securities, and when they are available, they'll be made public. But that incident happened, and the reports came in.
But indeed, if it happened, it would have been reported by any part or section of the mainstream media. And, the commissioner told us that besides visiting the College of Nursing on July the 7th, that he also visited other locations in Benin City. So can you link or perhaps tell us that this particular violence was, related to any subsequent location that Mr. Peter Obi visited?
Like I told you, they are still being investigated. The details that you require, I won't want to come up here to give information that is not verifiable, information that is not accurate. The details that you require are being put together and they'll be presented, of course, by the security agencies who are handling it. If it wasn't reported by other mainstream media, I guess that's up to them. They'll be in a better position to say why they probably didn't report that. But like I said, it's a situation there's a security issue and it's being investigated. And when the details are out, they'll be presented to the public.
Because it's important, because of the weight of the allegations by the governor, if indeed Mr. Obi's visit was linked to violence of that magnitude, would like to have that particular information. But some would say that the position or the comments of the governor are quite clear. And he said, I quote from that viral video, that he cannot come to Edo State without telling me because his security can never be guaranteed. And that is tantamount to a threat. But, your aide has said that that is not exactly the case. So how do you respond to this, which is being described as an unsatisfactory explanation by the obedient movement and indeed other Nigerians?
Thank you very much. It's unfortunate that some people have taken advantage of that incident to score political points or to push political narratives. When I hear people talk and they use words like ban, not welcome, threatened, nothing in that statement suggests any of that. What happened was the governor, while addressing several other issues at the rally, made reference to that visit. Now, Edo State at this point is managing security issues, managing security situations. The governor has put in so much effort into ensuring that Edo State enjoys the peace and security that is enjoying presently. And any issue that seems to have a semblance of probably causing crises or leading to crises is one that naturally will get his attention. So there was at no point Governor Monday Okpebholo banned Mr. Peter Obi from coming to Edo State. There was no point he threatened him from coming to Edo State. There was no point he said he wasn't welcome to Edo State. The governor's comments were clear and they were very straight that if he's going to be coming, it's important that he informs him, and that's not something new. It's standard protocol. It's what has always been obtainable. Mr. Peter Obi is a high profile individual, somebody who's been governor twice, somebody who's been a former presidential candidate, a leading one at that. And let me say, Governor Monday Okpebholo has respect for Mr. Peter Obi, as he has with any other person who has been a governor for 2 terms and has been a presidential candidate. So this is not a personal issue between the governor and Mr. Peter Obi. It's more about the security of the state. It's more about ensuring that due process and necessary arrangements are put when such visits are going to be highlighted. Governor Mr. Peter Obi made, like he said, it was a private visit, but the reality is because of his profile and because of the kind of influence that he has, a private visit can easily attract large crowds. A private visit can, have so many ramifications, towards it. So what the governor was just requesting for is that same courtesy and respect for the office to be extended to let us know, oh, I intend coming into the state on so and so day. This is what I intend to do, so that the governor can extend the necessary courtesies, the necessary security, the necessary support that you require to have a safe, hitch-free incident. This is not the first time this has happened. Just recently, the governor of Benue State also made the same, responded in the same direction. In the past, while Governor Adams Oshomole was in office, there was a time that the former president, General Olusegun Obasanjo, came into Edo State for a private visit. He was going to see his in-laws in Isham, but he went to the government house, and in his words, he told the governor then that even though I came for a private visit, protocol demands that I come to report, of course, talking jokingly, protocol demands that I come to report myself to you so that you know I'm around. Even with Mr. Peter Obi himself, while he was governor, he also had incidences and had situations where he also had to, take certain actions because he felt an individual or individuals came into the state without following the due process. So that is what it's about. It's strictly about the safety of lives and property. It's strictly about protocol being observed. It's strictly about, expected courtesies being extended to the office of the governor and to the government. It's not a personal thing. It's not something that has to do with Peter. So when people make reference to the term ban, not welcome in Edo State, threat, I think that is the way they probably have interpreted it. And when there is a misinterpretation of facts, as is being done in this case, the government brings out a clarification, and that was what was done with the press statement that was issued by the chief press secretary, where the government explained that these words were not meant to, should not be interpreted the way it's being done at this time. So Mr. Peter Obi is welcome to Edo State. Every other citizen is welcome to Edo State. But we just expect that as you come, you take the necessary steps to ensure that the people here, don't suffer any kind of adversities as a result of that visit. Yes, he has a right as a citizen to go anywhere, as every other Nigerian right. So the government recognizes that. But that's why in law they say your rights end where mine begin. If in exercising your rights, you might find yourself in a situation where other people's rights will be trampled upon, then the governor as the chief security officer of the state and as a responsible leader who's committed to securing the citizens will naturally will naturally make such statements. Like I said, if people misinterpreted
Well,
it,
Mr.
a
Kwemo,
statement has been put out that explains
without
what
disregard,
the governor meant.
pardon me if I may come in there, without disregard for, what protocol requires because of the concern of security, Section 41 of the 1999 Constitution does guarantee freedom of movement of a bona fide citizen and indeed visitors without, stating the requirement for obtaining a clearance from the chief security or the governor of a state. And, some would say that this is, one too many from the ruling APC governments in different states, Benue, Kaduna, and now Edo State. And is this perhaps as a result of the concern that the APC is being unsettled by Mr. Peter Obi's growing influence and acceptance in these places that he visits and makes donation out of goodwill?
Thank you. Firstly, like I said, everybody has rights, but like the law says, your rights, like lawyers will say, your right ends where mine begins. So it's the same way, the Constitution guarantees rights of freedom of association. You can meet as a group, you can. But it's also expected that when you want to gather as a group, you inform the necessary authorities to say, oh, we intend to have this gathering at this location so that necessary arrangements can be made to avoid whatever you are doing becoming a problem to other people. So nobody is denying the fact that Mr. Obi or any other Nigerian has a right to move anywhere. The conversation is more about the fact that for high-profile individuals of his stature, he's a former two-time governor, he's a former leading presidential candidate, and he's a man that has, tremendous influence, with citizens. And it's just expected that when he moves like that, there's a lot that comes around with that. And that's what the governor is saying. The governor is not a combative person. The governor is not one that issues threat, except of course it is to criminals and those who are doing the wrong thing. But he's somebody who's peaceful, he's somebody who's soft-spoken, he's somebody who's not, yes, the way he expressed it, remember that was the political rally, and we know the vibe in political rallies, but his statement has come out to clearly explain that this was not a threat, this was not to restrict Obi's movement, but the proper things should be done to guarantee. I don't think it's fair to make this an APC thing. Every state has their peculiarities. Address them on state basis, not at level.
The statement credited to your governor is quite clear in that video, which can be played over and over again, despite the explanations provided by officials of the administration. And that's why we await the evidence to prove that indeed the visit of Mr. Peter Obi is linked to the reported stampede that occurred subsequently. But just before we leave this matter, Mr. Okwemoy, we'll take a short break. When we return, there's just one more question relating to this particular subject. I'm told we're totally out of time for this segment, but we'll look forward to another opportunity to have you on the show. Mr. Bugi Okwemoy is a special advisor to Governor Monday Okpebholo on media and publicity. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
We'll take a short break. When we return, there's more on politics. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And we head over to Adamawa State now, as ahead of the 2027 general elections, the People's Democratic Party in Jeddah local government area, hometown of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, has dismissed reports claiming it has collapsed its structure to join a coalition under the African Democratic Congress, ADC. The party issued a strong denial during an emergency meeting of key stakeholders held in Jeddah, the administrative center of the local government area. Leaders at the meeting insisted that the PDP structure in Jeddah remains solid, functional, and fully committed to the party's ideals and its future, particularly as the 2027 general elections approach.
Jeddah local government area of Adamawa State.
And welcome back to the program. At this time, we'll probably take the Adamawa report subsequently. But joining us now is a Labour Party chieftain, Mr. Zachary Idris, who joins us also virtually to speak to the same subject matter that is drawing reactions across the polity, specifically the back and forth between the Edo State governor and the Labour Party and the Obedient Movement on the visit of Mr. Peter Obi to Edo State on July the 7th. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Idris, on the program.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's always an absolute delight to share this space with you.
I'm sure you've been following Mr. Boogie's explanation about what exactly transpired, and especially the disposition of the Edo State government's interpretation of what the governor truly intended. How satisfactory is this for you?
The assertion of the governor is as clear as day. I think that instead of giving lengthy explanation that is neither here nor there, the governor could simply have come out to say, I made a mistake, I said this, I was not properly informed by my advisors, and we welcome everybody to Edo State. We are sorry about it. Everybody is welcome to Edo State. That ends this matter immediately. But what they have done is to try to be intelligent by half, trying to dribble everybody, including themselves, alleging that there was an incident that happened even when none has happened. It's shocking that people manufacture things from thin air. I thought we had gone past this. What our quarrel with the last administration in Edo State was that these people generate issues from thin air. But it seems that this administration has taken it up from where the other administration stopped. Mr. Obi came to Edo State. I can say that I was part and parcel of his movement in Edo State. We welcomed him at the airport. We went to the nursing school. He made a donation. He went to visit the parents of a known obedient in Edo State, and then he went back and left the state. Where did the stampede happen? Who reported an incident of stampede? Who reported a case? So these men are generating things from thin air. But it's not for me to say. The Nigerian people can see it clearly, and I want to strongly suggest. In fact, I think the SA did not see the video of the state chairman of the APC that just came out this morning, where he further buttressed the fact that they are threatening everybody who is not supporting APC to vacate Edo State for them. Edo State belongs to all of us. We are not going anywhere. We don't have anywhere else to go. So I want to strongly suggest that they take governance seriously. I feel, it is my opinion, that the governor is being completely misled to see enemies where none exist. The mandate that was given to Governor Monday Okpebholo is to serve the Edo man, not to please anybody in Abuja, not to prove loyalty to anybody. His primary loyalty is to the Edo people. And if he takes that for granted and continues to set himself up against the people on a continuous basis, look at the level of harassment that Edo people have had to endure. You are playing a video of the nurses that we went to see at St. Philomena. Is there anything that remotely looks like a stampede there?
Pardon me, if I may, let me quickly get this through. The ruling party is Mr. Idris, pardon me, let me quickly get this through. Your position is noted, but the ruling party is finding this as an occasion to recall that Mr. Peter Obi, your party's presidential candidate, while he was governor in Anambra in 2013, also meted out similar treatment on former governor of Kaduna Nasir El-Rufai while he visited Anambra as an official of the APC at that time on a political assignment. And so your principal is not particularly innocent of this, and perhaps the chickens have come home to roost, unfortunately, with your principal at the receiving end.
I want to be, I heard the last part of your comment about what happened in, what purportedly happened in Anambra State. You are a very reputable media house, and it is my thinking that you must have done your own investigation as to what happened in the case between, in what was mentioned by El-Rufai, that had no connection whatsoever with the sitting governor. The governor was an ABGA governor. The PDP were the ruling party in the federal government. El-Rufai was in APC or ACN, whichever it was as at then. And them in Anambra State doing certain things, the federal government were not quite comfortable with it. It was the DSS that had anything to do with El-Rufai had nothing to do with Peter Obi as governor. Now, let's even concede without agreeing that that has actually happened. Should we continue in sin so that grace may abide? So what are we talking about here? Look, they have made a big mistake, and it is their job to fix it, not to try to pepper over it or to try to romance over it or to try to deceive the people. We elected this governor because we believe that the governor, being somebody who is soft-spoken, somebody who barely speaks, will be an honest man. So where is all the dishonesty coming from? So it is my opinion that they should apologize. And the APC state chairman today has doubled down, has even made even more insidious threats to the obedient, to Peter Obi himself, and to everybody who is in the Edo state that is not supporting them. How can that be? There is an unwritten code in this state when in the last election where most of us who were pro-obedient ended up conceding that even if we do not win the election, Okpebholo or the APC should win, because we all agree that Obaseki and his people had to go. I must also mention that the Obaseki administration sowed the hate that we're having today. This same governor, Okpebholo, when he was coming to Edo State and he came to Edo, he stopped at the Benin airport, the then government sent talks to attack him, and his policeman was shot dead. And we all came out to condemn it. How can it be that a beneficiary of the people's goodwill is now the one that is setting himself up, advised by people who are not supposed to have any business in government? I feel he has a lot of people around you that have no business in government. I was very impressed with the man he sent to channels today. At least we are seeing for the first time that he's sending people who actually know what they are doing to come and speak on his behalf. What we have before are thoughts threatening that you cannot post poster of any other political party that is not APC in Edo. Where is that done in a democracy? Are we in North Korea? Is this not Okpebholo or Tinubu Kim Jong-un?
All right.
We are in Edo State, we are in Nigeria.
Let's quickly touch on other issues briefly now, and you have 60 seconds to respond to this, Mr. Idris. The Aburi group had given your presidential candidate and leader of your party, Mr. Peter Obi, 48 hours from July the 3rd to resign his membership of the party or be expelled. That has since lapsed. What are your thoughts on this? Because it's been his action of identifying with the ADC and the coalition has been interpreted as being tantamount to anti-party activities. You have 30 to 40 seconds to respond to this. Mr. Idris, did you get the question, Mr. Idris? Oh, sadly, we had connections through to Mr. Idris on that last one, but that will be where we must anchor at this point. Thank you so much for your time and company on the program. We'll be back again tomorrow. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.
Stay connected to the world with Channels TV Podcast and get all the trending stories,